Hi, everybody who has just joined us. Just want to let you know that we're going to be starting around 10 and, make sure to stay muted. And if you want to ensure that your face doesn't end up on YouTube, make sure to turn off your video feed as well, because we're going to be live streaming this to YouTube. And yeah, please stick around for after the service. We're going to have sort of an informal Sangha chat, and that will not be live streamed on YouTube. So there'll be privacy there so we can all sort of catch up with each other after the service. So stick around and hope to see you. Hey, hi, everyone who just joined us. Just a quick reminder, we're going to be starting in about a minute now. So please make sure your videos are off to make sure you don't end up on YouTube, and stay muted. And also stick around after the service. We're going to have a Sangha chat, which will not be streamed to YouTube. So hope to see you then.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Bodhi Day service. We're very happy to be here this is actually our last Dharma family service of 2020. Today, for Bodhi Day, we are commemorating the enlightenment of the Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha's awakening. And that is symbolized by the Bodhi leaf that I'll be talking about later. I got a really big one right here. And so for our service, we'd like to begin with sutra chanting. Today, we're going to chant Jusei Ge, and we're going to be putting the words on the screen. So give me a second to get over to the chanting part, and we'll start Jusei Ge. Namanda, 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 namanda. Gagon chosegan hishimu jodo shigan fumanzok seifu joshogak gaomunyoko Fui dai se shu, fu sai shobing, sei fu jo shogak, ga shi jo butsudo, myo sho cho jippo, ku kyo mi shomon, Seifu Joshoga Ryokujin Shonen Joe Shubongyo Shigumu Jodo Isho Tenin Shi Jinniki Endai Ko Fushomu Saido Shoujo Sankumyo Kosai Shuyakunan Kai Hichi Meshi Konmoam Heisoku Shoakudo Tsudatsu Zen Shumon Koso Jomanzok Iyono Jippo Nichigatsu Shujuki Tenko Onpugen Ishu Kai Hozo Koseku Dokuho Jodai Shuchu Seppo Shishiku Kuyoi Saibutsu Gusoku Shutoku Hon Ganne Shitsujoman Tokui Sangayo Nyobutsu Mugechi Tsudatsumi Fusho Ganga Kuerik Toshi Sai Shoson Shiganya koka daisen o kando kokusho tennin touchin myoke namandabu 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 Gamni shikudoku byodo seisai dohoten bodaishin ojo anakok. Namandam, namandam, namandam. Okay, next we'd like to recite the three treasures. And we'll put the words on the screen for that too. The three treasures. Hard is it to be born into human life, now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the Buddha Dharma, now we hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves in the present life, no hope is there that we shall be freed from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of your way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves your supreme will. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depths of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in your life of harmony in a spirit of universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through myriad ages of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, namanda, namanda. Okay, thank you, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us for our special service, Bodhi Day. Like I said before, this is Shakyamuni attaining enlightenment. So I was thinking a little bit about it, and I think a lot of Shakyamuni was about Shakyamuni learning something, right? Shakyamuni studying and learning. He got really into life, right? For a long time, I think he was just enjoying himself, but then he realized, no, there has to be more to life. So he got really into learning about it, learning about life, trying to figure it out. He analyzed a lot of things. He analyzed the world around him. He analyzed himself. He kind of reflected and looked at himself. But it wasn't only thinking about stuff. It wasn't only thinking. It was also, he was actually super compassionate. He was super compassionate to so many people. And now this isn't only, the way the story goes, it's not only in the life of Siddhartha Gautama, who lived 2,500 years ago. We also have what are called the Jatakas, the stories of his previous lives. And I think if we look at those stories of his previous lives, that's when he was really being super compassionate. He was trying so hard just to help others, right? He was thinking less about himself and more about others. So finally, he sat under the Bodhi tree and thought some more. And then boom, he attained awakening. He attained enlightenment under the Bodhi tree. And that's why we call it the Bodhi tree, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later. Now, you know what? I was thinking a lot of you have been going to school, but you've been at home, right? You haven't been able to actually go to school and be with your friends, be with your teachers. You have to be at home while you're learning. And you know what? I did that too, but for a different reason. See, when I was in first grade, after kindergarten and was going to go into first grade, and my father got transferred to Germany. And so he was going to be traveling around a lot. And so he didn't want me to be stuck in school in one place while he had to travel around. So both my mom and me, we went to Germany too. And while I was in Germany, I was homeschooled. So I actually, for first grade, it's a little different than what you're going through. If you're kind of stuck at home in the pandemic during the pandemic and having to go to school now. But at the same time, it was interesting, right? I got to go to school by myself at home, right? And so that whole first year of first grade for me, I was learning at home. It was different, right? I wasn't able to be around my friends. I wasn't able to be around other kids my age. I was at home with my mom and my dad, but mostly my mom, right? Because my dad was working. So she took over school for teaching me, right? And I guess I did pretty well. I came back after first grade. I'd finish stuff really early, or no, I wouldn't finish stuff early. I'd probably finish it late, but I'd do it all, right? And I guess I did it really well. But the problem was I didn't learn to do it each day at a certain time, right? I think I remember we would kind of forget. And then my mom would be like, Harry, we have to do your homework. Oh, okay. And I'd sit down and do my homework, and I'd do it, but I wouldn't do it on time, really. I don't know if our Bushin editor is here. She knows that I'm still like this, right? That during homeschooling, I picked up some really bad habits. And so, I hope we get to go back to real school and real work and real temple at some point next year, right? But it's going to last a while longer. And so I was thinking about this for everybody, mostly if you're still in school. Right? Thinking back to when I was homeschooled, right? What do you learn about in school? What do you want to learn about? And then how do you learn? Right? How do we learn about this stuff? Do you just try and pay attention? Right? That's hard enough. But in addition to paying attention, you got to put in some work, right? You got to do homework. You have to try and learn. And it's hard, right? Because when you're in regular school, like elementary school, junior high school, you got all this different stuff to learn about, right? Trying to learn as much as you can so that when you go to college and then when you go out into the world, you've learned as much as you can. I know it's hard, right? I know it's really hard. And especially it's hard when you can't hang out and relax with your friends afterwards or get together and study, because that's one thing you can do too, is study with other people. Even if you're not like talking to each other and studying, even being able to be at the library or the cafeteria or whatever and sit and study, that can help, right? Because we can kind of help encourage each other to study. So just, during this year and after this year, if you're still in school, right? You can think about it. You can think, wow, what am I learning about? And how am I learning it? I think that those are good things to think about once in a while. That's school, but it's also kind of life, right? That I think we can spend our lives learning. not just learning what someone else tells us. You need to learn this, you need to learn that. Sometimes that's what you have to do, especially if you want to become a certain thing, right? If you want to become a doctor, or if you want to become a scientist, or if you want to become a teacher, or if you want to become a minister, or there's all these different things. You can try and become an astronaut, right? You got to learn what they tell you to learn in that case. But there comes a point when you can also learn what you want to learn, right? And that ideally you never stop learning. And I think that process of learning is something that Shakyamuni Buddha went through. It's something that we all went through. And even though I'm a teacher, right? I'm a minister, I teach at Institute of Buddhist Studies, but I'm still a student too. I'm still learning, trying to learn new stuff, whether it's about Buddhism or music or other stuff too. Now, the cool thing about Shakyamuni Buddha's enlightenment and what he awakened to is that it means that I can make my life the object of study, that life itself can become what I'm learning about. And, you know, life is still difficult. I think even for Shakyamuni, attaining awakening, right? He still went through difficulties of getting sick, of getting older, right? And yet, amidst these difficulties, with the things that Shakyamuni Buddha taught about, it gives us different ways to understand what we're going through. A lot of times we don't think, we're just kind of, just, you know, it's coming and we're kind of floating around. Buddhism gives us a chance to, whoa, wait a second, let me step back. What's going on? How am I feeling? Right? Namo Amida Butsu. There's more than just me. It's a whole bunch of people, and I'm actually getting so much from others. So this, what Shakyamuni Buddha went through, his enlightenment, what he learned, we call it the Buddha Dharma, right? The teachings of Buddhism. Those are all available to us. That's what Buddhism gives us, I think, in a lot of ways, is a way to live my life, right? And you still live your regular life. I live my regular life too. I still have to go shopping, right? I still listen to music. I still play my bass sometimes. I still have to go to meetings, all this different stuff that we have to do in life. But I don't have to just be stuck in it. I can reflect on it. I can learn from it. Now, I wanted to just share a couple of pictures. I mentioned the Bodhi tree, right? Today's Bodhi day. And there's also something called a Bodhi tree. So I showed you the leaf. Look at this gigantic leaf. And then let me show you something. I'm going to share my screen. You know what that is? Can you see that? You know where it is? This is the front of the temple, right? This is the front of the church. And so we can go to the next picture. Got a little closer. Do you know which tree is the Bodhi tree? Is it this one? Is it this one? Is it the one on the left, or the little one in the middle with the red, or is it this big one on the right? That's it, huh? That's the Bodhi tree that we have in front of our temple. Here, let's look at the leaves. Isn't that neat? See, the leaves have such a distinctive shape, and they're actually the symbol for our Buddhist Church of Oakland. We have the picture of the Bodhi leaf. So this leaf symbolizes the awakening of Shakyamuni. These leaves are so cool, and I was so lucky to be able to get this one. Now, we have another Bodhi tree, actually. It's a little one, this little Bodhi tree in the office. This is from a clipping. So what happens is you can take one of the branches off the tree and then plant it. And sometimes it'll actually take root and grow into a new tree. So you know what? Our tree, it comes from Sri Lanka. These trees, there's one here, there's one at the Institute of Buddhist Studies dorm. I think there's one maybe in Fresno. They're here and there in the BCA at our temples and different organizations. And so this tree, I believe it was Bishop Tsuji and Bhante Silavimala. Our Bishop Tsuji was the head of Buddhist Churches of America, and Bhante is a teacher at Institute of Buddhist Studies. He's a Sri Lankan monk and has a temple in Sacramento. So they got clipping from Sri Lanka, And I think that clipping might be come from the Bodhi tree in India, right? So there's a big tree in India that is supposed to be the tree that Shakyamuni attained awakening under, right? So I don't know if that's true or not, but whatever, this tree definitely comes from the Indian subcontinent, right? It's really neat. And then I'm not sure where this clipping comes from, but we do have this little Bodhi tree inside our office too. So we're reminded of Buddha's awakening all the time. And then here, look what happened. Look how giant the leaf I found is. I went out to the tree this morning and was hoping there'd be a leaf falling on the ground, but our host group does such a good job cleaning up. There were almost no leaves, just this one. This one giant Bodhi leaf was just sitting there by the fence. So I grabbed it. And then when I brought it into the office, and look how different it is. It's so much bigger than the office one. I'm used to the office Bodhi tree. And so it was really neat. And look how shiny it is too. I think our Bodhi tree is really healthy, the one out in front of the temple. And so I was really happy to be able to find this leaf. Mika called it the lucky Bodhi leaf. Really, really happy to have this one. Maybe I should try and preserve it somehow, huh? I'm definitely going to take a bunch of pictures and maybe put them on my Instagram, Facebook page and stuff like that. Maybe we can put picture on the website too. So, you know, Buddha's awakening, to kind of conclude, if we think of Buddha's awakening, I think part of it is, what's the meaning of life? What's life about, right? Is there a purpose in life? And one way maybe we can understand, because I think Shakyamuni discovered a version of that, right? Different religions might give us different answers, but Shakyamuni, I think his awakening is an answer to this question. What's the meaning of life? What's the point? What's life about? I think it's to learn about the world, learn about yourself, and be kind to others and yourself, right? So that Shakyamuni learned about the world. Why is the world the way it is? What is the way the world is? Who am I? What's my place in this world? Am I alone? Or am I in an interconnected web, right, of wisdom and compassion? And then realizing this wisdom and compassion is coming to me. And so maybe I can also extend some of that wisdom and compassion to others. So I want to really thank you all for attending our special Bodhi Day service. This is our last Dharma family service for 2020. We will have New Year's Eve. We will have New Year's Day. They're going to be virtual somehow, and we're going to figure that out this week. So pay attention to your email and to the website, and we'll be announcing those services. But for now, right, this is traditionally our final service of the year. And so let's close it off with this awakening. I mean, it's like it's the end, but it's the beginning. Right? It's always a new beginning, every moment. So why don't we conclude with Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda. Namanda. Okay, and next on the agenda is announcements. So I'd like to turn it over to our president, Ron Nomura, for some words of appreciation.
Thank you, Sensei. Good morning, everybody. I want to thank Sensei for conducting today's service and all the services, in fact, that he's been doing all through this pandemic. And you could see it on the YouTube site through our website. They're all timelined in. So thank you, Sensei, for being able to have the tech savvy to do all the services, and I know as you get more comfortable with this, the more options there are. There's so many things that Zoom has to offer, and yeah, you've tapped into or what YouTube has to offer, that you've tapped into that. Thank you so very much. I also like to thank Reverend Michael Endo for arranging the flowers in the Onaijin, which is up in the altar. It's painstaking work to put it all together. There's I believe 3 pots or vases that he gets together and takes his time doing it, and it really looks good. Thank you, Michael. I'd like to thank the Zoom crew for backing up Sensei on bringing this Zoom meeting service to us. Norm Yoshida, Hondo Lovely, Carlo Manoes, and John Takagaki. Thank you so much. I know they're behind the scenes and they're communicating with each other to get the service out to everybody. So thank you so very much. I just want to let you know that with the church being closed and the pandemic going bad, where even tomorrow a lot of us are going to be sheltering in place or stay at home, more of a mandated deal. We've been in touch with BCA. All the ministers and presidents have been having meetings to see how we can prepare to open the church up, but it at this time it just doesn't seem feasible, because we just don't want to jeopardize anybody's health, and so we'll probably be staying closed through March and be reevaluated at that time. We're looking closely at the stay-at-home orders and what the CDC and the county is providing us, and so we'll keep everybody abreast of what transpires. So just keep your fingers crossed and that we can get back into the church. I don't know if anybody from the junior YBA is here. So if you want to just unmute yourself real quick and just let me know if you're gonna make an announcement. Otherwise, I'll go ahead and do that. So I'll just wait a few seconds. Okay. So I just want to let you know that Junior YBA has their Seas Candy pickup coming up next week on the 12th and 13th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. So if you did order Seas Candy, here's a reminder, come pick it up. They are also having a toy drive for Toys for Tots that you can drop off your toys, and it's not just for people who have their Seas Candy. So if you like to make kids Christmas come out a little bit better because of these times, bring a toy out and come on down to the church. It'll be as you come into church, you won't be coming in through that driveway. You'll go around 8th Street, coming up to Alice to the fire department, and then onto 9th, and then come into the gate into the parking lot, and you'll be directed to drop off your toys. So please, if you want to stretch your legs out and take a drive, bring a toy down. People have been asking on the Seas Candy that they didn't see gift certificates this year, but they are doing gift cards, and you can still go down to Seas and get a gift card. But I want to thank the Junior YB for putting this on for us, and thinking of other kids out there who might have some to make their Christmas a lot brighter through this pandemic. I want to, on behalf of myself and the church, I'd like to wish everybody a happy holiday season, that everybody continues to have good health and is safe through these holiday season. And so of that, I will, if I didn't forget anything, I'd like to go ahead and turn it over to Keiju, who has an announcement.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you, Ron. Back on September 28th, the annual golf tournament committee held a golf fun day. It was a pared down version of the annual event, and it was without the usual banquet, raffle, the handshakes and hugs. And instead, masks were worn and social distancing was practiced. But thanks to the Berkeley Country Club and certain committee members, we were able to schedule the BCO Fun Day. It was successful as the number of participants exceeded expectations and donations continue to be received up until recently. So my personal thanks to all who participated and to the generous donors and to the committee for putting the event together. So at this time, I'd like to present to President Ron Nomura the proceeds of the event of $6,000. And here is, I don't know if you can see it, it's backwards. But I pass this, I'd like to present this to President Ron.
Oh,
He got it already.
thank you, Keiju. This is really great to again get a donation from the golf tournament. I know we weren't able to hold the tournament this year, but through the thoughts of the golf committee, they were able to put on a little get together, practicing social distancing, because I did play in it, and got some of the golfers to come on out and to have a day of relaxing golf. Mine wasn't so relaxing because I swung my club quite a few times, but year after year, the golf tournament has donated to the church with the proceeds. And again, this year, thank you so very much on behalf of the church. Thank you, Keiju, and to the committee members and to all the golfers that made this donation happen. Thank you. Oh,
That's cool.
by the way, Sensei, if you would have told me, I could have cut you cut a whole branch of Bodhi leaves for you.
This one's perfect. Thank you, though.
Yes, and this is usually the time of year that we'd be having a mochi sugi. So Norman and Sean Yoshida put together a nice video for us to enjoy. So let's check that out now. Hey, thank you again, Norman and Sean Yoshida, for making that video. It's really nice to see everybody together since we're missing each other this year. So thank you again. There was a question in the chat box, I think from Steve, asking about if they were accepting gift cards for the toy drive, and the answer is yes. So I just want to thank everybody for being here today. Thank you, Sensei, for your Dharma message, and thank you, Ron, and thank you, Keiju, and thank you, Norman and Sean. If you would like to give some dana, the link to the link to the donation page is in the chat box now. So please visit that if you get a chance, and please stick around after service, and we will have a kind of an informal Sangha chat that will be off of the YouTube stream. So please stick around, and we'd love to catch up with you all. Thank you.
Okay. So this will conclude our service. Why don't we conclude with Gasho? Thank you, everyone, so much. Hope you have a wonderful rest of 2020 amidst the difficulties, right? It's holiday season, but also gratitude season. And we can express our gratitude reciting the Nebutsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida.
Namanda. Namanda. Okay, thank you. Bye. Oh, incense offering, that's right. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda. 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 Bye-bye, everyone. Take care.